That small town feel, you know, it's still present. My wife and I always joke that we love everyone in Hilton because you never really know who you're talking to. If you're talking to a stranger, that stranger may know somebody or know the person that you might be talking about. So talking ill of others is not really advised. It's not a good practice in general, but in Hilton, it can definitely get back to you. So
I like that small town feel answer. Give me one example of that. You talked about when you shouldn't talk ill of people. What else? Give me one example of a small town feel in Hilton that makes it homey.
well, if I go to the Apple Fest and I walk down the street and I see people that I work with, gone to school with, friends of parents of my kids, people who know my son Will, because everyone knows Will in town at this point. So it's just, you don't feel like you're anonymous. People know you. People recognize you. Maybe they see you drive down the street or you're walking into Tops. So you can't just, you're not on an island.
Who has inspired you through service, sacrifice, kindness, or leadership?
So I thought about this one for a while, and I finally landed with my mom. So my mother was not to go into a really long story, but she was orphaned at 6, and she had 3 younger siblings. So they were all put in an orphanage, and the family stipulated that the kids not be separated. So consequently, they weren't adopted. Their grandmother took them in on a farm. This was out in Clyde, and no electricity. And when she turned 18, her uncle showed up to the farm and said, pack a bag, I'm taking you into the city. And he had an apartment for her above his barber shop, I think, and said, okay, go get a job and have fun. So she was totally on her own. No parents, her uncle present, but then she had to make it on her own. Ended up having a successful career at Kodak, got herself a house. She had a 69 Camaro at one point. So she used to like to go to the racetracks. And she eventually, we moved to Hilton, or she moved to Hilton like in 74 out at Paramount on Huffer Road. And she became kind of a pillar of St. Paul in town. Everyone knew her. She would help run the food cupboard and the bazaar and things like that, and the rummage sale.